Okay, everybody, welcome back to, I believe, Chapter 4 of Coriolis. Chapter 4? Yes, Chapter 4 of Coriolis. This is our game we're running using Coriolis system from Free League. With us tonight we have Raz, Vulturpeck, we have Slit playing Thurayya. It's a packed session tonight. Sim is going to be playing Ali Tarek. We have Zypher as Pasha Khan, and last but not least we have Raven playing our Data Jinn, Ibrahim Al-Fashir. And a slight recap of last session. At the end of last session, our crew, after a scheme that involved loading a shuttle up with imagined goods and fooling the Bilroy gang into pirating said shuttle, the crew of the Crimson Wish infiltrated the Bilroy gang's base. Once they got into range, they were attacked by a fighter ship. The Crimson Wish quickly dispatched that fighter craft while Thurayya and Nassir went planetside to the Bilroy gang's base. It is a base that's kind of built into an asteroid, and after gaining the intelligence they need, they return to their ship. Crimson Wish, realizing that the pirates' larger vessel is away from home, decided they only have a short time window to make an assault on the base and take it if they would seek to be known as heroes on the belt, but also selfishly get access to lots of beer and other resources that they may need for their future pirate endeavors. So, without further ado, we're going to open up on the deck of the Crimson Wish, where the crew is busy at work making their plans to assault the Bilroy base. Should see the deck plan. Let me know if you do not.
I see it.
Yep, good.
All right. Don't everybody roleplay at once.
Solemn silence sets across the crew. Anyway, Hakkam puts on his exo, which he actually had, if I recall, he had his exosuit on anyway to just catch the other two coming back. And so he comes back after we had decided to attack the base right away with his just very standard looking Vulcan rifle, and then sort of looks around and says, I'm happy to support, but shooting things not my thing. I guess I'll watch you back. Yes, someone's gonna lead this, right? Ali, maybe?
Tell me, how good are you at sneaking? Can you keep quiet?
Who's he talking
To Hakkam.
to? He must have to look.
No, I'm role-playing him staying quiet and staring at you.
Just because you cannot shoot does not mean you cannot be helpful. Perhaps myself or Thurayya can lead you to engineering or somewhere to give us a tactical advantage. Turn off their gravity, vent their oxygen, something that they wouldn't be prepared for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can open doors, close doors. I can make little gadgets, bombs, make things go kaput or make them go the way they're supposed to. No problem.
I know enough to make do, but someone with your expertise could make all the difference. I think we try to enter through the back entrance, being as fast and stealthy as we can, reach their critical systems before they are able to properly respond.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sounds good to me if they live there for a while. Maybe they don't have suits on? I don't know.
That is all well, but for now, we have only seen the back entrance.
Yeah.
We do not know what lies on the other side of that door. Am I correct in that assumption?
It is true. We got some idea of their perimeter defenses, particularly against other spacecraft, but who knows how many men themselves or alarm systems. It is difficult to predict. I may be able to tell better, or Hakkam may, once we are there again.
A base like that should have a data station. A data station that controls or at least has access to other systems. So maybe we start with Ibrahim getting us the layout of their station.
Ah. Do you think it is
Then-
possible you could hack into it and find such a thing?
Hey, yes, it is possible.
Good, good.
A place like this is large enough, it will have blast doors and other defensive mechanisms. We will have to move quickly once we've made our presence aware. Once they are aware of our presence.
Well, if Ibrahim can get in there and hack the system, maybe he can override some of those doors.
Let us hope so.
So, we know just the entrance, and we know we want that base. But what we don't know is how many people are inside and what that base actually holds. So we shall do it step by step. No loss of lives on this mission, and no unnecessarily endangering ourselves. If it seems too hot, we get the hell out of there, back on the ship and leave. There'll be always other asteroids to find. So we start with Thurayya and Nassir, since you are the quietest ones. With Ibrahim, go through that door. Hakkam, myself, and Ali will wait on the outside. If you can get access to some sort of a data panel and get a read on the base, we can then plan ahead. That's all we can do for now. But yes, once we know where their reactors are, once we know where the telecommunication systems are, we try and capture those. Shut down any and all blast doors, basically compartmentalize them all over the place. And then if we feel like it, we can always vent them to space. But no unnecessary gunfights. We are not equipped for that.
But are you sure? I have seen Ali shoot. I feel quite comfortable in a firefight with him. I myself am quite good. Thurayya, not so much, but she will do fine.
Yes, but I am not comfortable in a firefight. If it comes down to it, yes, we shall have a firefight. But there's always a sense of accomplishment if we can do it without shooting too much and keeping the base intact so that we can take over it. You get what I'm getting at? We don't want to blow it up and then not have a base for ourselves.
I hear your words, Pasha Khan. I will be disappointed if we do not get to kill many Bilroys, but your words are wise. I will show some restraint.
So, we shut down the reactor, shut down their comms, shut down resistance. Easy enough, yes?
Yes.
Do we have to take him prisoner?
Therefore, I will not be taking prisoner. I've burned their images in my mind. They insulted me when they robbed me and the fellow people we were heading out to the Zeta station with. I will not give them for that.
That's good to me.
Very well. Those, you may do so as you wish. Thurayya, you seem to have had a run-in with them. If you see anyone that you dislike, do so as you wish. But let me propose something in return. We do not know how big this base is. We do not know what this base requires from us. In a sector of space like this, there will always be people who are desperate and will do whatever jobs they can get, as long as it's little better than the worst job they can get, if you know what I mean. It's better to be a Bilroy than maybe a line cook in the cafe we were just at. So if some of these people are ready to take a new commander, a new captain, me, and Pasha kind of raises his hands again, then so be it. We'll give them a chance. But if they choose to be resistant, then we shall airlock them out.
Taking live prisoners is not always easy, but it
Oh,
could
oh.
give us an advantage if some of them could, after we have taken the base, lure Dom Bilroy back.
No, you mistake me, not live prisoners. You see, I have a vision for this sector of space, and it starts with small steps. It starts with finding people like us. It starts with finding people who are down on their luck and forced to do evil if they choose, even if they choose not to. So what I would say is execute the ones you don't want, the ones who have wronged you. But the ones who remain and throw down their arms, maybe they might join us. Maybe they might help us rebuild this base in our image. Something to think about, but if you don't save anyone, that's no water off my back.
I think we'd be able to save as many as we can, but I don't feel safe if someone throws down their weapons and we have to walk past them to continue.
Oh no, you pick up their weapons. Don't let them keep the weapons with them and walk past them. Maybe when we shut down these blast doors, we can trap a few of them. Right? And when they're trapped, we give them an ultimatum. Join us, work for us, not with us. There's a difference, my friends. Would you not like to have someone to clean all your guns, Ali and Nassir? Thurayya, would you not like to have someone help you dig deeper on that asteroid minefield that you found? So, there's always work to be done in the space sector. The more workers we have, the more money we can make. The more money we can make, the quicker we will have the ship for ourselves and more ships like this in the future. Again, not at the risk of our safety, but if there's a chance to make people join us, then Pasha is a considerate and obliging man, as long as it serves Pasha's goals.
Very well. Let us see what the Faceless One gives us as we venture into this place.
The messenger guides our path.
And the gambler brings us fortune.
Well, the dancer guides our steps.
And,
May all
hopefully they're all in agreement to make sure that we get out of this safe.
May all of the icons look down upon us favorably. She kind of makes a genuflection.
Now would be the time to prepare any prayers you plan to make later. Give me 10 minutes, I'll be in my engine room. And then he goes and prepares for a prayer to the... I think it's the messenger to help with engineering. Oh, mechanics later.
Everybody kind of
Yeah, Pasha would go back to his coffin stateroom. It's not yet a full stateroom, but it's a coffin, and it's made out to be a stateroom in his own right. And he prays a small prayer to his god, the messenger. He switches out of his fine clothes into a more combat-centric gear. He puts on his protective clothing. It kind of like has a little bit of armor in it. He picks up his comlink, picks up his mercurium dagger, and his Vulcan carbine. He checks everything, makes sure there's enough, ammo and everything is in fine working order, and then makes his way towards the airlock of the Crimson Wish.
Thurayya?
Yeah, Thurayya briefly takes off her exosuit and refills the oxygen tanks. While it's refilling, she removes a white veil from one of her packages, some sort of prayer veil, and she covers her face and spends a few moments in meditation, cross-legged on the floor, trying to narrow her focus and eliminate mental distractions. And when she's done, she stands up, takes a deep breath, and starts putting her exosuit back on.
Nassir?
Nassir doesn't take his exosuit off, but does take the gloves off to do one final check over his carbine, tuck some M-doses away in various pouches of his exosuit, decides what he is and isn't going to take, what could be helpful, what isn't, and just kind of leans back on his seat, waiting for everybody to get ready, and then goes about the process of putting on the last pieces and sealing his helmet on and preparing to drop.
Ibrahim?
Well, before Ibrahim dons his exosuit, he tucks his Vulcan cricket into an inside pocket in his coat, and then suits up in his exo and puts a pistol belt on over the exo. He looks quite dashing and is ready to go.
Don't tell me the odds. Ali?
Ali readies his weapon, he cleans it up, and doesn't really say a prayer to the faceless, but thinks about it, knowing that his preferred icon would be the judge, but he's done too much wrong in his life to want to be seen by the judge. And he kind of rubs down the grips that Hakkam, I'm having a blank here.
Hakkam?
Yeah, Hakkam, that's it. Hakkam got for him.
Yeah.
And then
Your
puts on
weapons
his
suddenly became very expensive.
Yeah, exactly. And he puts the suit on, and then puts his holds on to his slings his carbine around him. Oh, I think it's carbine. Yeah. And walks towards the airlock area.
And somebody narrate what looks like to me. Like, what instructions are you giving to Shanti as far as what she's going to do with the ship? So she can operate, she can pilot it according to your instructions. Are you totally shutting down the reactor and putting her somewhere close by so you can sneak in undetected, or what are you doing?
So what is, she can't, even if we shut down the reactor, she can't power it up, right? We need somebody like Hakkam on the ship to power it up quickly.
There is no powering it up quickly provided in the rules. It literally says it'll take 2d6 hours.
Okay.
Like long time. And I would fully expect that perhaps the other ship comes in at an inconvenient time.
So I think we wouldn't power down the ship for sure.
No.
We know from the last attempt what the max range from that asteroid, where
Yeah, we know the
we
type
would...
of weapons they have, right?
Correct. So we will be staying out of the asteroid, just outside. I'm just explaining this mechanically, and then I'll roleplay it. Just want to stay right outside the perimeter of their sensor sweep of the asteroid, right? And
Be a little bit of a
Maybe-
float down.
correct. It'll be a little bit of float down, but Nassir and Thurayya have done it, so they can guide us. This is just having a discussion with the rest of the players. Do you think it would make sense that once we are in the base, and if we can get to the communication system, we ask the Crimson Wish to now go into active sonar. That way, if the other Class 3 ship does jump in to the space, we would know it and be prepared for it.
Well,
So the
I think the most
Crimson Wish acts like a advanced warning system.
I wouldn't do that too much because they're a fully crewed ship, and we have a
they could just take our ship
half-assed
over.
robot pilot
You have a
trying
neurotic
to slide away,
ship.
who also has an attitude problem. So if you're asking me mechanically, I would say similar to last time, fly low, we drop in, we go through the airlock, she leaves and waits for us to signal for the return. If you have her in any sort of capacity, the only thing she can do is roll 4 dice to try and get away, and I have a feeling that they would be able to catch the ship and disable it. I know all plans survive the first minute of battle, but you shut down the reactor, you stop comms so they can't signal for help, you disable or you stop the crew, or you get somebody to the long-range weapon system, which I think we knew what it was by the end, but you have someone there in case we do see that Class 3 ship coming in. We now have torpedoes to shoot at it.
Okay, so then we do basically what the old generals in ancient history did, is we basically burn our bridges and have to win the battle at any cost, right? So what you're saying is we shut down the reactor, put her in complete sleep mode, so she's basically a rock floating in space, and then we have to take over the base.
You don't have to put her to sleep. You just have her fly away. I have a Communicator 5, which is a system-wide communication. If the poop hits the fan bad enough and we're in some sort of cat and mouse on the surface of the asteroid, we can call Ashante then to come in and rescue us.
Okay,
I
but
don't think you need to shut it off all the way is what I'm getting at.
okay, cool. No, I just thought you said that if the other ship jumps in, then they could take over our ship, and I don't want to lose our ship at any cost.
I think what he's saying is that we can send the ship away, power it down, enough, and then be able to radio back into action if we need to escape.
I mean, I know
It takes hours to power it back.
Yeah, we can't power it down. Like, if we power it down, so it's two things, right? If we power it down, then the ship cannot be found. Like, they have to really know where the ship is in this vast section of space to find it. So the ship will always be safe. And it's just a matter of us getting off the asteroid to her if we have to get away for any reason.
Yeah, basically, I don't know what the distances of a combat unit is, but if you're more than 8 combat units away, their sensors aren't going to be able to detect them.
Okay.
And it doesn't take that long for a ship to go 8 to 10 combat units. So, I mean, if she can be sitting, like you said, space is big. Unless you actively are looking or you happen to be on like some sort of commonly used flight path through the asteroid belt or whatever it may be, I don't see the ship running into the Crimson Wish, the
So what you're
Pasha ship.
saying is it would be quicker to send her away, not powered down. She'd be able to get to us faster than if she were close by but powered down and had to power up again.
Yeah, being powered up further away will take less time than being powered down close by. So if we fail miserably and we are exfilling through the same access point that we entered, that back door, then all we have to do is survive long enough against whatever ground forces are against us until the ship gets here.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So let's do that. So we do the same thing as last time. We just airlock out and fly down to the base. We'll follow your lead, Thurayya and Nassir. And we'll have the ship stay out of complete range of the base. Not powered down, but like also not doing anything active. Just floating, but not doing anything active, right?
Yeah, pretty much not scanning and transponder off and all that stuff that makes it very hard to detect. I mean, it has stealth technology, so I mean, it does have a better chance of not being detected in the offhand chance that the Bilroy ship flies closest-ish to it.
Cool. Okay. So once Pasha is all geared up and at the airlock, over the comms, Ashanti?
I'm here. Accounted for and present, Captain Khan.
Excellent. We are going to take a small stroll to the Bilroy garden. While we are gone, could you keep all the lights down? Be very quiet. Don't make too much of a noise so as not to attract attention to yourself. Stay 8 CU, no, let's make that 10 CU units away from that base at all times. Keep your transponders off, keep the stealth technology on. No active sonar or radar. You're just a rock floating in space. But a much beautiful rock, if I have to say.
Very well, Captain Khan. Should I keep communication channels open?
Keep them open and listening, but do not transmit anything unless... do not transmit anything for now. Until you're told to.
Roger that. Shutting down reactor in 10.
No. Not shutting down the reactor. I said just be quiet. Shut down non-essential systems.
I understand now. You humans are so imprecise with your speech.
Yes, we are. We're always in a hurry. You know, people to kill, bases to conquer, gardens to stroll through, and roses to smell. Now you be a good ship AI and don't mess about.
Very well. May the icons be with you. And you guys can roleplay what it looks like as you guys head to the airlock. You will see if you use those tokens, that's the tokens that are towards the bottom of the screen. If you use those and you right-click, those are all multi-sided now, and you can have an option of an exosuit. If you guys come up with an exosuit art that you want, I can plug that in there at some point after today's session. But like if you go, yep, there you go, Pasha did it. There's several different options in there.
Wait, how did you do that?
Right-click on your token.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Interesting.
Thurayya. I must have given Hakkam the female version too.
Why not?
Now we're going to spend the next 15 minutes trying to choose the right, most appropriate token for my character.
Do you have a cosmetics shop or something?
Yeah.
Don't worry,
These only come in white.
These come in black, yes.
the blast will darken it for you, don't worry.
I want the light absorbing paint. Anyway, Hakkam will he's really good at science, so he will input 3 rendezvous coordinates to Ashanti, called coordinates A, B, and C, and then instruct her that if she gets a communications call from us, to go to those coordinates to pick us up, depending which coordinates we tell her to pick us up from. Otherwise, I'll tell her to be prepared to come and join the asteroid base if we take it over, because we would want to combine firepower to protect against the other ship.
And there's a scene as the camera swings outside the Crimson Wish. You can see Bilroy base in the distance. It's like almost looks like a very bright star in the far distance, and the camera swings around the airlock, and 6 forms just spill out of this airlock, and you hear this as the jets on their suit kind of fire, and they blast off into space. All around them is a deep black nothingness, the dark between the stars, small pinpricks of light, just brilliant all around you in a 360-degree view. And in this moment of peace before you enter a very stressful time, you feel weightless as you drift further and further and further into space, closer and closer and closer towards the base. If you look behind you, you can see the Crimson Wish fire its thrusters one time and head in the opposite direction of you. And eventually you lose sight of that as well, and you're drifting to space towards an asteroid that is getting larger and larger. I'll let you roleplay a little bit as you get closer and closer to your destination, and then finally touch down. No rolls needed here, but I'll let you just roleplay it.
So Pasha, keeps an eye on Nassir and Thurayya, and make sure he's right in between them. That way, he has 2 of the best references on how to get to the asteroid. He's constantly fiddling with the jets. He's trying to correct, make himself, at least make himself feel upright in some sense, even though it's like space, right? There's no really upright. But he kind of keeps moving the jets around to reorient himself in the same direction that Nassir and Thurayya are pointing.
Though Nassir... sorry.
No, go ahead.
Though Nassir has never been a big fan of space and prefers his feet on the ground surrounded by things like oxygen and atmosphere, this is something that is being done the second time in the last few hours, and finds a sense of comfort in the quietness as a asteroid's surface slowly rushes to them, and he makes for the similar landing zone that they had last time, knowing what the next few hours will entail, that it's seems like a small step, but is in actuality a large one into what Pasha has seemed to be promising the ragtag group.
This is a pretty stress-free descent for Thurayya, as she and Nassir had done this before, and only a few hours ago. So she keeps a close eye on the others, not knowing them very well, not knowing who has experience in exosuits and in this sort of descent from a ship, and who does, and if she sees anyone who might be struggling a little bit, she jets a little bit closer to them, just to make sure that things don't spin out of control before they reach the surface.
And you guys just touch down. The surface of the asteroid is, you can think of it as frozen. It's covered in a fine layer of dust. As you look around, the area is dimly illuminated by LED lights. You can see footprints in the dust all around you. Maybe even some of these were from Thurayya and Nassir during their visit just a few short hours ago. You see ahead of you in the distance, this would not be to scale. These are probably maybe a couple hundred meters in the distance. A slightly brighter light. You see a couple buildings rising ahead of you. There are blinking lights and antenna, and what looks to be like a satellite dish or communication center of some sort as well. And this is certainly the Bilroy base you've been looking for.
As they land, Thurayya immediately deploys her recon drone, sends it hovering, 50 feet above them. Tries to get her bearings where the back entry to this place is.
You look at your tabula in your right hand, Thurayya, and as it comes online, you are now seeing through the eyes of your drone as it floats through the atmosphereless space towards the installation. It hovers for a minute as it's scanning something, and then moves to its left towards that back entrance that you saw. That would be kind of, let's say, north and around to the left of the building of your most recent excursion. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it hovers there, giving you eyes. I will give you eyes. I'll make a copy of your token. Copy. Paste. You should have. At least Thurayya should be able to see to the north now, where that token is. Actually, I'll just
yep. Okay, so
describe it in roleplay.
Is this what I'm pinging, a window?
Yeah, this is that entrance you were talking about, I think, from last session.
Right. Am I able to actually see through there, or is that something my drone can see?
Yeah, you can try to drop that drone in far enough away from the security camera if you'd like.
Oh, what I'm saying is this a door or a window right here? I mean, is
that's
that
a window? That is a window. This one down here is a door.
Okay. Can she actually see this person? Through the drone. Okay.
Yeah, through the drone.
Okay.
And that is the only door that doesn't have one of those ID scanner key cards.
Yep. She says, I see, and she, kind of taps the comm on that comes in the exosuits. Do they have those? Can they communicate through their exosuits?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, I would imagine so. There is no one who is outside guarding this back door, but there is someone at some sort of a station nearby inside. He may be able to spot us through the window, so we will have to be cautious as we approach. Stay to the shadows, keep lights off on suits, and yeah, because they're not going to want to fire through that window. It's a bad idea. Try not to attract his attention.
Very well. You lead the way. We shall follow.
Okay, she starts taking off this way. Shh. I will keep my lights on. All of you turn yours off. I will turn mine off when we are closer and we have light coming from the building to guide us the rest of the way.
Yeah, so Pasha will definitely turn his lights off and use Thurayya's lights as a guiding beacon.
Can somebody roll me a d6?
Sure.
So you're moving very stealthily, maintaining quite a distance. This may not be to scale here, this map, obviously. But you can't hear it because vacuum. But you see kind of from the other side of the building that you just passed, there's a faint trail of dust being spewed into the air as something motorized or vehicle is moving further and further in your direction. And then if you're there to see it, if you're not, you're not. But around the corner pools what looks to be a space scooter of some sort with one of the Bilroys on top of it, and he kind of gets out, digs around in his coat for some sort of keypad. He swipes it, and the door lock, it opens, and he just walks inside. But you kind of get around him, and nobody's noticed you thus far.
Was at the other entrance, right? You said this one doesn't have a keypad. Okay. All right, as she gets to around right here, she dims the lights on her suit to where they're barely on. Is there any sort of exterior light on over the door over there?
No, it's pretty shadowy. You can see there is a camera kind of near the doors, though.
Okay. She peeks around the corner at that camera and then turns around and says, Hakkam, it's Ibrahim, who is the hacker.
Yes.
Is there any way you can get a connection through this security camera right around the corner? There has to be some sort of signal nearby.
He will move up and peek around the corner. Thurayya. And I don't know, Bo, is there any way he can hack the security camera from here?
Yep, you can try to look for a network. It's going to be pretty tough. So it's at a -2 just to find there's a network and get access to it. So data gen at -2, yep.
I do not know. I will give it a try.
Phew.
Wow.
That's
I don't
pretty
know. I'll give it a try.
So
That's
you basically
odd.
see all the Wi-Fi networks, and you're able to get into it. So you can kind of role play to me what that would look like in this universe.
Here is a network, Boss Bilroy. It is unsecured. Just Ibrahim pulls out his computer, hacks around on the keyboard for a minute. Yes. Their network is exposed. He hacks around on the keys a little bit more and establishes a connection.
Yeah, this is going to be to disable that particular one. It's at a -2 or -1. I'm sorry, but if you get extraordinary success, I'll let you turn off all the cameras.
What he'd really like to do is loop a few seconds of nobody standing in front of it, so that it continues to report back to whoever's watching, but it just looks like no one's there.
Yeah, like, cool.
Yeah, closed circuit TV showing the same image over and over again.
Right.
They're
It's
just
really cool.
ghosts.
Record for a minute on your own tablet and then upload that loop.
Yep, that's at a -1.
Okay.
Tell me what it looks like.
More of the same. He has the computer in hand, records a few seconds of empty doorway, uploads it, and starts it looping.
As far as you can tell, nothing happens, and it seems to be appropriately looping.
I believe it is safe. We can approach the door.
Thurayya looks at him a little skeptically, but then shrugs and smiles. It will be all of our funeral if you are wrong, but I will trust in the gods. And she she puts her back up against this wall and kind of stays along the wall. She probably turns her lights down to just the very minimum setting, maybe even covering them with her hand, so there's hardly any light, but she's going to try to make it to the door over here and wait for the others.
In a crouch gait with his carbine at the low ready, Nassir moves up along, making his way towards the airlock to get in and move into the base.
Hakkam taps Ali, who he's been staying close to, and Pasha to get their attention. And then he points up in the sky and points at a particularly weirdly shaped asteroid and says, "That's the direction of coordinates Alpha, if you gotta jump out."
Ali would look and give him a thumbs up.
Let's go.
So there's the scene of you guys kind of crouched, your backs pressed against the building, kind of scooting along, leaving little plumes of ash that float up in the decreased G environment, just float up into space, and eventually you guys kind of sneak up, and you can hear the heavy breathing through your suits as you get past this first obstacle and come right underneath the security camera. Every once in a while you hear it beep as it makes a scan of the area, but whoever is monitoring these things is just seeing the same old asteroid, same old dusty ground, nothing to see here. Thurayya, you can come up, there is like a little portal through the door that you can kind of see inside, and I'll let you roll what you do next. The door is locked, obviously.
And she peers carefully through the portal, gives the others a thumbs up. How does the door appear to open?
It's both mechanically and electronically locked.
Okay. She kind of beckons Hakkam forward. "I can possibly get this, but you are less likely to... Well, you are likely to do it with more grace than me."
Hakkam just nods and steps up and does it.
Try to open the lock.
Yep.
There you go.
That's a success. Tell me what it looks like as you're able to crack this thing open.
Yeah, he steps up and he brought his advanced tool bag, which is quite expensive with, and so he opens it up and almost like a surgeon, fairly quickly and competently picks a tool, opens up like to open up a panel quietly, puts that tool neatly away where it came from, picks up another tool. Yeah, exactly. Just Russian method. Just hammers it once and goes, "What is open now?" No, and then pulls, sort of looks at maybe a few cables, pulls out a little tool to test which cable has power on it and which one doesn't, and then sort of rewires one or two of the cables, and puts the panel back on, and the door just essentially like clicks over to green or whatever. And then he neatly puts away all this stuff.
It goes green, and you guys are allowed to have access.
It's done.
Nassir had begun reaching into one of his pockets to hand him the lockpick he had on him, but then watching him do work with his own tools, he kind of shamefully puts away his commoner tools, and as the door opens, he looks to Ali and kind of nods to him for both of them to kind of stack up and go through the door.
Yeah, Ali would definitely work his way to the front and ready his carbine.
Thurayya stands back and kind of gestures for the others to go in, intending to guard their rear until everyone is safely in.
How do we ready?
Nassir nods and points up, or from map-wise up, that he's gonna clear that way.
And Ali would nod. He's gonna He'll seem to fail. He'll go forward, not knowing what awaits them. I mean, is this the one with the window, or is there no window? Like, is that
Nope.
does it pass?
Nope.
This is
Yeah.
All right.
What you
Yeah,
can
so-
see is what you can see.
Gotcha. So yeah, he would obviously be aware of that, and he would hit the button to open it, and go.
On Ollie's lead, Nassir follows suit.
Captain Khan, what are you up to?
What do you got?
Pasha is at the back, observing everyone, making sure that he's not messing up anything. As the door opens, he sees in the far distance what looks like a data terminal, the one I'm pinging. And he taps on Ibrahim's shoulder and he points at that terminal all the way to the end. Maybe
Yes,
we can
Cousin
get to
Ivy.
that. Yes. He tells the others, keep a lookout while Ibrahim tries to get access to their systems.
And as you guys walk in, your boots kind of clank on this floor, and your sensors, your heads-up display, and your exoshell indicates that there is obviously breathable atmosphere. I guess probably what would have happened after you opened that door is it would have probably decompressed this area, honestly. But as soon as you shut it, it would repressurize. I would assume. As soon as you shut it behind you, and there's breathable atmosphere there if you'd like.
Go ahead, Ibrahim. See what you can find through that system.
Yes, of course, cousin. Any
So-
modifiers here, Bo?
Yep, it's at -2, same as the other system.
Alright.
That's a success. Yeah, you're able to enter the system.
They're more careful with the internal systems than the cameras, but we're in.
Excellent, excellent. Tell me what you see, Ibrahim.
He starts scrolling through the available menus to see what he can find, looking particularly for, as we discussed, the floor plans, atmospheric controls, blast door controls.
Yep, you see a lot of those things. It's going to be a roll to enter and get access to each of those systems. You can see, facility module loadout. You can see environmental controls. You can see floor plan, security systems, security cameras. You can even see the weapon systems equipped on this base. You can get access to everything. Everything just behind a password that you could hack through with a -2 roll.
So Ibrahim will convey that information to the others.
Pasha looks to Ibrahim. Ibrahim, do you think you could crack into their security cameras and have it transmitted to your tabula, so you can see what they are seeing, and you can see this entire base?
I would think that's fairly doable.
Yep.
Yes, Pasha, I believe so.
So
Excellent.
it's a roll at -2 to get into the cameras, and then to get access to them and bring up the feed, it's going to be a -1, just like the wireless network.
Want any help with it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
Hakkam
Hakkam.
steps up and sort of like cross-checks you. That means you get +1.
All right.
So -1 for the first roll and 0 for the next roll.
Okay, so we're into the cameras. Our first roll. And 0 for the cameras.
You guys are rolling like machines tonight. Jeez.
Ooh.
You guys, another success.
Well, we do need this asteroid, so you know.
Which camera?
Yes, Pasha.
Which ones do you want? You want all of them? With a 3, you get all of them. I'd say you could probably pick out the location you want, although you don't necessarily have a floor plan yet. So,
But we can see through the cameras. We can see all the rooms that the cameras are accessed. Right. We just don't know how to get to those rooms, but we have access to at least some rooms where the cameras are there.
yes.
Okay.
Ibrahim, get us a schematic and the shortest route to the reactor and the comms room.
Yes.
So reactor first.
Okay.
Or wait. No, I'm asking reactor first or comms first. What would
If we
be
get the schematic? It would.
In all honesty, probably comms, if you're asking me.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you get the schematic, you get everything. It's like KOTOR.
Right, fine, get the schematic. Hakkam, help Ibrahim make sure that we make no mistakes. We are almost there.
Oh.
Okay, so looks like a success for the schematic.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to do an observation once you got into this network. Hang on a second. Nothing to see here. So schematic wise, room to the south of you. It says living quarters, or I don't know, like living room, the equivalent of like living room, like kitchen and nourishment area. To your right, I'm just talking map, like looking at the map. To the map, it says like barracks, and to the north of you, it says administrative. And then one room to the left of that would be the communication center. The reactor and the plant power is actually the building outside, and it was the building on your right when you first came in.
Okay. So to the room to the north is administrative, and then one room to the left of that, or to the right of that, is communication.
Yeah, to the left of that.
To the left of that, okay. And if we go directly south from here, we're going to enter what looks like living quarters. And if we go directly to the right, that's going to be like sleeping quarters. Now,
Absolutely.
based on the schematics and based on the cameras that we have access to, what can we see in the room to the, like, are there cameras that we have access to in any of these 3 rooms you just told us about?
Yep, make me a roll at a flat roll, and they'll give you access to all of them.
Wait, I thought we already have access. So that was the first roll we did for cameras.
Oh, you turned on the camera. Okay, never mind. I thought it was.
Yeah. So we broke through. So we broke through the first camera outside. Then we got access to their security system, and then you said if we had rolled 3, we would have got access to all 8, but we have access to less than 8 cameras now.
Got it.
And then we got the schematics. Yeah.
Let me turn them on. You should have. I'll give you access to these. Hang on a second. Can I make me pull a little trick? What I'll do is have this represent something. Fighter cheap trick. I'll just call it security cam. Save, and then what I'll do is I'll open it up and give you guys sight on it. All players. Boom. Now, can you guys see this room now?
It's still grayed out.
I can see a sliver of it.
Let me see here. Dynamic lighting. I'm just going to turn all the lighting stuff on and see what happens. What about now?
No.
Nothing.
Negatory.
All right, I'll just pop a copy of your.
Now we can see stuff.
Oh, there it went.
Yep.
That one. So you should be able to see that whole room.
Yeah, pretty
Two
much.
rows, tiny and mastiff, if that's what
I'm
that
just gonna
says.
Paste this up here.
And this is a door between us.
Yep.
To the north of us.
Now we can see all of that
Now you should be able to see
Yep.
in the room south. Yep.
the room south as well. And I'll even give you the communications room. Should be able to see a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
I think one of the ones up north is one of your friends, Nassir.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and labeled them. I apologize. I can always delete that administration communications
That's
text.
correct. That's correct. One thing you do notice now that you have access to the camera is that there do look like there's some sort of automated defense system. Sentry turrets.
There's two in the room above us in admin, correct?
And you did not see those on the local network.
Thurayya loads her quiet ammo. Are they wearing their exosuits and their armor?
No. They have, you can see like they have that stuff available. They have the masks or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. Not the exosuit, but the masks. For
Survival mask.
Yeah, survival masks like nearby, but they're not geared up. Yeah, they have no clue what's going on at this point. You guys have not made a single mistake. So see them do.
Thurayya pulls out her vibro reload, offers it some to both Ali and Nassir if they want it. It's quieter.
Yeah, he would take it.
But does it look like they're wearing armor on the video feed?
He said no.
No, they just have heavy clothing on.
So one of the things Ali would point out, if we open up the door to the outside here, and go south to the singular one, we opened up the door there. That would pull his air out. Perhaps we can rush him at that point and just take out the one so we're not protecting our back.
Bo, just to confirm, in game we don't know about those turret guns, correct?
No, you'll be able to see them through the camera.
Okay. That's a good idea, Ali, but I'm still worried about those turrets.
We'll make too much noise. If anything, we see if we can lock this door. And then we vent the door where this gentleman here, and he kind of pings where Tiny is. Vent that door, and then deal with them from there.
Well, I always like to even the odds out. So, may I make a recommendation? Thurayya and Nassir and Ali, you seem to be most capable. Thurayya and Nassir, if you can cover the door to the north of us, Ali cover the door to the south. In case we fail, how about we use those turrets for ourselves?
The turrets, they're anti-spaceship turrets, right?
No, these ones here. In the room.
Oh, okay.
If we
Sounds-
cannot use them, we need to find a way to disable them.
Do we have any
Well-
idea how they work or who
They,
programmed
they
them?
do
Bo?
not appear on the network.
Yep.
Oh.
He just knows they're not on the net.
Oh, we don't notice them on the net. Shit.
They may be remote controlled.
Yes, so if we walk into that room, not only do we have to deal with 3 armed men, we'll have to deal with 2 turrets.
Do they work without power?
No. Electricity is the base rule. No, nothing will work without power. But then we'll have to leave this building and go over to the reactor station to shut the power down.
We can split off, or we can prep
I
that.
can almost guarantee they have some sort of emergency power to use the turrets. They may be stupid looking, but I do not believe they are that foolish.
There are cameras in the next room. Either one of the men in the next room is controlling them, or someone who is looking on the cameras is controlling them. And if they cannot see what is going on in that room, then what good do those turret guns do? Are they automated though? Are they just motion? I mean,
Yeah, we won't know, but that's a good idea, Thurayya. That's a good idea. Ibrahim, can you do your magic and fix those cameras in that room to make it look like nothing untoward is happening?
Well-
Yes, I believe so.
Shouldn't we figure out with Bo what the tech level is that we are encountering? Like, do we have self-driven turrets, for example?
AI
that have-
turrets.
Yeah, or do they have to be remote controlled by someone? Like, what's the setting provide?
I mean, as a character, how would you know that, right? Like, if the guns are not on the network, there's no way you can hack into them and find out.
Well, I think
I guess
think,
you
I
would
think
know if you are a tech guy and you're familiar
you
with
would
that
know.
model.
Just because I think it's just acting like in this universe they have that.
Yeah, exactly. This is
But the
commonplace.
answer is they probably could. I mean, if you have systems that can take over, parts of the
Right,
ship.
we can
they-
teach it to fly a ship. We ought to be able
Right.
to teach it to shoot a gun.
Yeah, I mean, that would be child's play. But yes, they could do that.
To be fair, though,
And
if
since
you
it's
get
not on the network, you'd have no way for these particular ones to know.
to be fair though, a ship system costs 10% of the entire cost. So if you have like 6 turrets, suddenly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be prohibitively expensive to have that on a lot of turrets.
Well, they might be well-off pirates.
Why don't you give me like a knowledge tech, just give me a tech. I'll tell you what. they
Yeah,
are.
I mean,
You can tell me about.
maybe
what
you
the
saw
most
them at
likely thing.
the turret gun store before.
The turret convention.
You've
There's
got a
there's-
catalog.
There's a difference between rudimentary automated turrets that,
Hakkam can't tell.
Yeah, you've been around, and just these are these type of defense systems aren't too terribly uncommon, but you just don't know if they're like the fancy, expensive
Well,
ones, or if they're
yeah.
being operated by somebody.
Well, there isn't a way we could find out. We do what we said with the cameras and go in. If they still fire at us, then we pull it back and we know they're automated.
This is my kind of plan.
To be fair, Hakkam has the traveler's talent. For one dark point, I can ask Bo a binary question and he has to answer truthfully.
If it's once per session, use it. Don't forget to use your powers.
It costs a dark side point.
What's the worst you can do with this dark side point?
That'll bring you up to 3. That'll bring you up to 3.
Never mind.
Give it my
No. Dark side points carry on over from previous sessions, so he's already at 2.
Let's stop him from getting 3 and just charge.
Cool, I'm good.
What's the worst that can happen is the best.
override the cameras, decompress the room, and then we're going to find out how outgunned we are.
We figured it out real quick.
Go ahead, Ibrahim.
And you'll look at Ali will look at Nassir. Nassir, do you want to take the furthest one, or do you want the one to the left and the right?
Quick question, OC, and I might have missed it. On the door, right below and to the left of Tiny, is that a camera that we have overridden?
Yes.
Is that okay? So in that case, all right, let me do this and see. Well, Ali, perhaps I can go outside, and when we open the door to decompress the area, I will come in from that way, allowing you and Thurayya to shoot from this door here, and he points to the one directly north of us,
That one.
creating multiple fields of fire instead of all going through the death funnel in this door right here.
Ah, yes, I did not even notice there was a door there. Brilliant. I guess that is why you're the scout.
Actually, I think he said that was a window. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Cool.
That
that's
is a window.
Yeah, you could see through it, right?
Can we blow it?
Yeah, then there's no... We'd have to vacuum seal that room when we were done.
No.
Do any of you want like a flash grenade or a plastic metal shield or anything to be built before you go in?
Flash grenade is not bad.
So I could make a contraption. I'm sure
Well, you got
it steal and like bastardize.
You gotta figure too. They're gonna be doubly distracted because if they're gonna gotta reach for the oxygen mask, this is a boon there as well, right? So flashbang and oxygen deprivation. Or if it's vacuumized, would the flashbang even go off?
It's electrical.
Do we
I
need-
envision it being...
Do we need the flashbang if we have the camera on loop?
Well, I think he's talking about for the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's...
So
Yeah, I got you.
once we vacuum them and flashbang them at the same time, that'd be perfect because maybe they can't see their mask.
I got what you're talking about. Yep, sounds good.
We will.
In terms of stacking the odds, Hakkam is more useful before combat than after or during.
Right. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Well, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yes, flashbangs work.
Yes, that sounds good. Decompress, flashbang, element of surprise, find out
There we
how
go,
much
we have
those
one.
guns hurt.
We will flash them and bang them.
I'll use my gearhead talent to cobble together a one-use contraption which will destroy itself, based on just using some wiring and one or two of the lights here in the hallway. And they'll essentially massively overload within a quarter of a second.
You guys ready to go?
Right, could you fasten the EMP?
Nassir touches his left pectoral where the laughing hyena tattoo is and says a little prayer to the gambler.
Depends on bow. The description really for gearhead is open, that's why I took it. It says, with
Yeah,
a
I think-
successful tech test, you can repair an item or jury-rig a one-use contraption for one specific task.
Yeah, I think like you can't sit here all day and like fashion nuclear device out of a tampon. and sit you out. I think the flashbang.
Let's
is
go
quite
with the
enough.
flashbang. Yep,
It's
it's a +1, essentially.
But I am going to use my dark points just to offer a little cutscene here. Let's see here. Even last chance. There you go. So there's a guy you can see in this room, right? Up there.
Mm-hmm.
You see that some dude just sitting there, like, with smoke swirling around his head. He's kind of surrounded by computers. Dom Bilroy sits in the base's command center. He is surrounded by blinking lights, sensors, cameras, controls. Thick smoke swirls around his head as a cigarillo rests in a nearby ashtray. He notices a light flashing on a communication device, presses the button. He hears the voice of his brother Dom. Prasad, this is Dom. I'm breaking radial silence to let you know we are nearly back to base. It was a setup. You've been fooled, tricked. I don't know if it was the doing of those wily bastards at Tengwar or something more nefarious. I'm not saying to expect an attack, but something is up. It don't smell right to me. We're going to fire up our sensors, and we'll be within extreme lanes within several minutes. I suggest you do the same, and sweep the local space around the asteroid. If there's a rat, we'll flush him out. See you soon, brother. The transmission clicks off with a flare of static, and then Dom Bilroy presses another button. It says into an intercom. Something's up, boys. I don't know what, but Dom just sent a tight beam. Apparently that loaded potato of a shuttle near Zeta 5G was a sham. Let's prepare for the worst and hope for the best. The last chance will be in extreme range within minutes, so hold tight. The cavalry is on its way. He stops talking and picks up his cigarillo and says to himself under his breath, someone has outsmarted the legendary Dom. I wonder, younger, older brother, if you've met your match. But like as soon as he's getting ready to say that, not to blow off of your planning, Like, he's starting to say that as soon as you put your plan into action. So I'm not going to give them any like bonuses or anything because of it. All right, I'll let you guys kick it off.
Do we need to roll or anything to decompress that room, explosively decompress it?
Nope, just tell me what it looks like as somebody rolls over there and blows it up or whatever you're going to do.
Ali would point to Nassir. You to go left, and you look at Thurayya. You take the one on the right, I'll just shoot the furthest one.
What was that? You said take the one on there. Oh, you're talking to Thurayya, sorry.
Yeah.
She's on the right. She unholsters her carbine and nods and readies herself for entry.
And then he'll turn towards the other two, Pasha and Ibrahim and Hakkam. The other three. Watch your backs.
You got it, Ali. I'll watch your back like I did on Dabaran. And Pasha winks back at Ali.
In that case, there is no retreat.
Pasha taps Ibrahim's shoulder and Ibrahim, go ahead, decompress that room.
Who has the flash grenade? Thurayya?
Sure.
Nassir will open it, and then Thurayya can pop
Toss
it
it.
in.
Yeah. So she tosses in the flash grenade, aims for like right there.
All right, and what it looks like as this thing decompresses and you guys open the door and roll that thing in, you guys will get a full surprise round because this is just not. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because you've infiltrated the space so well. Let me take this door down. Boom. So what it looks like as you roll that thing in.
As the three of them get up after hearing Prasad's message, before they can even do anything, there's a sudden explosion as air starts sucking out, and they all go to reach for their masks. Through instinct, as a clinking sound can be heard, they look just in time for the flashbang to go off, all of them suddenly blinded, reaching for their eyes, as all hell comes breaking free or through the door to the south.
And you guys hear as this atmosphere is being vented. I'm going to make them all do a dexterity check to see if they get like pulled to the ground because of the force, if that makes any sense. Dexterity on him. Boom, pulled to the floor. So Tiny gets pulled prone. Jules towards the top. This guy has like this giant machine gun propped up next to him. Let's see what he does with his dex. He'll remain standing. And Mastiff. He remains standing as well. So you guys, so whoever threw the flashbang, that would be your turn. Other people, you guys would get to move and get your turn.
Let's get one free action, and then we roll for initiative next turn. In that case, Nassir is going to take a nice aimed shot at Tiny lying on the ground. Now, do I get a +2 for that since it's essentially like an ambush?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we get, right?
Yep.
Alright, so I got an aimed attack and an ambush.
And that would blow you all three APs, I think.
Yes, sir. So I get total +4 modifier, +2 aimed, and then +2 for Ambush. Holy titties.
Oh no.
Yeah, hey, we're giving you a dark side point. I'm re-rolling that shit. To hell with that. What do I do for prayer modifier?
Just hit pray to
If
the
you had,
icons.
you had prepared for the prayer, then you get a +1 now. If you hadn't prepared, then it's a 0.
Nah, I didn't prepare. I just stared at everybody.
That's bad odds still,
Oh my
Is
goodness.
this tiny?
but that's a hit.
That's tiny.
That's tiny. Let's get his armor. Blocks 1 point of damage. So, let's see.
2 points for a
damage.
Vulcan carbine. Or
Damage.
3 base.
3 base, and you hit him, right? So, that's just 1 success, so 3. So you would take 2.
Yep.
Yep. So he gets shot as you walk in, and his blood just starts splattering behind this console. You hear him say, "Prasad! Prasad! We're being attacked!" Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and have Ali go. He's gonna use a scope and go for Julius. We get the +2 for that. Ambush. I get a +1 for my scope. Right?
Is that
That's what I'm looking
+5?
at.
Yep. Single hit.
Yeah, well, that's a hit. So I won't pay the icons. Wow. We're doomed if we keep rolling like this guy. So,
Oh. Blocks 3 points. He rolled 3 6s.
Jesus.
So this big tough
But
dude.
wait, they don't have armor.
He does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the only one. He does. I forgot to say that. He has some stuff. No, he doesn't have an
They're
exo
right.
shell, but so he kind of stands up behind this desk, and this Vulcan carbine just blink, 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 goes off this plate over his chest. It's let's see what type of armor it is. I'll tell you. Just light armor is all it is. And who wants to go next?
So was Thurayya's whole turn the flashbang, or was that one action?
That would be standard action. That would be 2. So you would have movement left if you'd like.
I want to run. My goal is she was waiting for them to take their shots. Crouch. She wants to get over here. I don't know how far she can roll. It says about 10 meters. And a move, because she basically wants to get where this gun can't get her because it's the angles too,
Remember, there's another.
too acute. Yeah, there's another one, but it can't really get her from there either. So that was where she scoped from the other room, was where she'd be safest from the guns. That one would have to get around a corner, and she'd be right under that one.
You still wanted to shoot with the +2 for ambush? You can for a quick shot for 1 AP.
Okay, then that's
Also-
what I would do. I'm getting a lot.
So it's either the move or the quick shot, whichever you
Oh,
want.
I'm gonna do the move. I'm not gonna take the quick shot because I think that this will pay off.
That would put you safe from the turrets. Yeah.
Okay. We're not taking them all out in one round, so I think this is a better investment.
Ibrahim, Pasha, and Hakkam.
So we are covering the other doors, in case somebody comes out. So Pasha is going to be. It's almost like a held action. If any of the doors open and whatever comes through any of the doors, he's going to shoot at that.
Yep, you can
That's
enter
Overwatch, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Overwatch. What are the rules for that? Fast action. Do you have to have left AP to do? I mean, it costs 1 for the Overwatch, but
No, I think kind of in this ambush round, you can just enter into it and be fine.
Oh, during this time, you can fire a normal shot, still costing you 2 AP. Before any other actions are performed.
What's he gonna shoot at?
Yeah, I don't have
What I'm
anything.
saying is, if, for example, if I moved and then did something else, and then did an Overwatch as my last AP,
Yes.
once Overwatch gets triggered, I don't think I actually have 2 AP to still shoot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like in this round, but
Is it?
I
Yeah.
would let you enter it in since it's like an ambush round.
Yeah. So basically, the thing is, the order was to cover the back doors while they're assaulting the one in the front. So yeah, it'd just be like a ready shot. Like if anything comes out through those doors, I'll shoot at that first.
Yeah,
So in a
so-
way, it's like an ambush with an Overwatch on it. Yeah, so that's what Pasha's turn is going to be.
Ibrahim and Hakkam.
Same. I'll take 1 AP to enter Overwatch, and I'll reserve 2 for the shot.
Ibrahim is watching the other 2 rooms we have vision into to see if Lim or whatever the guy in communications name was,
Prasad.
Prasad, seemed to be alerted to the commotion in administration.
Yeah, they would obviously start to stand up as soon as they heard gunshots and stuff. And now I guess we gotta do initiative, huh?
All right.
There you go.
I can't whisper this, so I would, tell Ibrahim that maybe tactically he can continue to hack their systems and just obstruct people as best as they can.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that.
I rolled twice. Is it high or low in the system?
I should
High.
You want high.
Okay. My guy might as well have been high.
Are we correct to assume that the administration is the place from which the asteroid weapons are controlled?
You're incorrect.
I don't think Ibrahim got on the tracker. I did the same thing. I rolled the wrong initiative to
Yeah.
start with.
You are correct.
Too bad because I rolled a 6 on my first roll.
We'll take it.
All right, everybody, get ready.
If somebody could roll for Pasha for initiative, that would be helpful.
Pasha, I'll roll for Pasha.
Cool, thanks.
We go. I'll roll for Pasha and take the highest one.
There you go.
Oh, you're fast, Pasha.
4.
Quick.
Oh shit.
All right, Jules is up first. Unfortunately, these guys, they don't have their masks on, right? And he doesn't even have his weapon on him. So he's going to have to spend his full turn grabbing his mask, putting that on, and then picking up his machine gun. But he levies it right at the door. Massive machine gun pointed right at Ali and Nassir. And that's his turn. And Nassir, you're up.
Nassir, for his first fast action, is going to take cover Like, can he take? Is the door fully open, or is it like part of like an inner
Yeah,
structure?
you could say
that he
there's
can
like
take
a
cover behind.
Yeah, there's like a little ledge or something probably.
So he's gonna lean up against the left and using the door as somewhat of cover, and then do a regular attack, a normal attack on Tiny, and keep pumping away. Well, I know what I'm gonna do next turn, so.
Right away.
Not
No.
going to pray to the icons to start
Nuke
putting
the site
damage
for
down
Why?
around?
Why? So I can give him another dark point?
Well, dark points are just drama, whereas his people dying is also cool.
I know what I'm gonna do next turn.
All right.
Colt is up. Coach wants Colt. Oh, he's down here. Colt will be able to open this door. Dynamic lighting. That opens. And he will be able to go.
Pasha, Hakkam, we have movement to the south.
Be able to move to there. And Pasha, it's your turn.
So did somebody come through the south door?
Not yet. He didn't have enough AP to actually open the door up. But he's
Okay,
standing right outside it.
Ibrahim
Standing
but
right
Ibrahim
outside it.
is watching the cameras and tells you that someone is approaching that door.
Okay, awesome. So where Pasha is right now is where I wanted him to be placed before I left. Does he have sight into that room that was just breached?
Let's see here. No, but if you sidestep a little bit, you could see one of the NPCs called Tiny.
Okay, cool.
Like
So,
I would like so little bit that you could probably peek around the corner, and I would give it that to you for free.
Yeah. So that's basically what Pasha wants to do, is because he still wants to cover the south door where the movement is, but he doesn't want to let up on the fire into the one that they breached, right? So the idea is to kind of give a suppressing fire. Even if he doesn't hit anything, he's still shooting in that room, so it keeps that room like tense and active, so that his people, Ali, Nassir, and Thurayya at least have some breathing room, right? So he's gonna do a quick shot into that room towards Tiny, whoever he can hit, and then I guess the Overwatch didn't trigger this round, correct? Because it didn't open the door.
No, the door to the south is not open. And you can do there's a suppressive fire action, I believe.
There is. It causes stress instead of hit point damage.
Let's see. Fast
Oh.
action's free. Then. I don't necessarily see it here. I know there is one though.
So suppressive, that you have to roll to hit in range combat, and if you succeed, every 6 after the first one can do one of the following. One of them is suppressive fire. So for every 6 you spend doing suppressive fire, they suffer 1 point of stress.
Okay, so that's like an extra thing you can do.
Per rules.
Okay,
you
cool.
could've-
So
You have an extra.
sorry, go ahead.
action. Per rules, it says because you were in Overwatch, any time before your turn comes around again, you can trigger that standard shot.
But he's
So
he's,
technically-
he's looking the other way.
I see.
He's Overwatch to
Because
the
he was
south.
looking at that. Got it. Okay. Then, yep, ignore what I said.
So, yeah, the Overwatch didn't trigger, the room is breached. So then, yeah, okay, I'm going to move a little bit to the, little bit so I can see Tiny and take, can I keep a 1 EP as a reactionary shot to the door that's going to open eventually? No, right?
No. But you can fire a quick
Okay.
shot. You can fire a quick shot to Tiny.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'll fire a quick shot to Tiny with my 1 AP, and then my other 2 AP I'm going to re-engage Overwatch for that door when it finally opens.
All right, do you want me to roll it for you? I can roll it for you if you'd like. Primary weapon attack.
Yes, please. Thanks.
That's a -2. And I miss.
Okay, cool. So roleplay wise, as soon as the door breaches to the north, he hears gunfire and the sound of commotion. He hears Ibrahim say that there's movement to the south of the door. He does a quick turnaround, basically like a 180. Looks through the north door, sees one of the enemy down on the floor. He takes a quick shot. He doesn't even bother to see if it hits or not. He just basically fires into that room, then quickly does a 180 and aims his weapon and trains it onto the south door, waiting for it to open and shoot at whoever comes through.
Got it. Tiny. Tiny spends 1 AP to grab that mask, 1 to put it on, and 1 to stand up. So he's not prone anymore. Ali, it's your turn.
All right.
Venting the atmosphere really helps because they have to stop and use their APs to put on all that shit.
I'm debating if I should go ahead and do a full auto blast at Julius or not.
The flechettes aren't as effective against armored, but they're +1 versus unarmored.
Okay. Yeah, -2 modifier. Yeah, we'll go aim shot at Julius. And then we'll have the vibro. Well, it's 1 +1 versus unarmored, so it's not doing nothing versus armored, correct? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Alright. So he won't use now. I think I said it wouldn't matter. He'd have to have him loaded anyways. He's gonna go ahead and do the aim shot at Julius. That's +3.
That's a hit. That'd be 4 damage, but let me see what his armor does. Blocks 3, so he would take 2 damage from that.
Perfect.
And then I think that's your full turn, right?
Yeah, it'd be because it was slow action.
Dom Bilroy. You guys, the guys in the doorway, I think both turrets can see you guys. Yep. So the turrets come alive suddenly. And they kind of swivel towards both Nassir and Ali, and they start to fire. First towards Nassir. Let's see here. Character actions. Secondary weapon attack. Yeah, they are controlled by Prasad. Miss.
God, what's it feel like, motherfucker?
The second one kind of swivels over and shoots towards Ali. And that's a hit for 3 damage. But you have your exoshell on, right?
Yeah.
What's your roll armor on that baby? Do you have it loaded into your token?
No, the only thing I think I got loaded in is my... I don't even know if I got that loaded in. The only thing I would have loaded in would be my heavy armor.
Let me put that armor in. Can somebody yell out the stats for me and I'll put it in?
Armor is 2, or the exo shell
Yeah.
is 2.
2.
I'm putting it in.
Now, did Ali take cover?
No, because he used his full.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm just a sitting duck.
-2 to Dex while wearing it, though, right?
Correct.
Uh,
And it's bulky, which is the -2.
all right, Ali, roll your armor. Whoa, rough. So you would take
Horrible.
Yep, you take 3. How's it feel as the bullets start to rip through your exoshell?
You hear him. Like, he starts. You hear it. Damn it! I'd have been hit.
All right, Thurayya.
She's gonna take an aimed shot here at Mastiff.
I think Mastiff is one of the guys that shook down Nassir.
Mm-hmm.
So aiming gives you a +1.
Aim is +2.
+2,
If you're doing
+2,
a slow
okay.
action, it's +2.
Okay.
Oh man. So what do you want to do? You just rolled ranged combat. So if you roll your weapon, it actually will print out like
Oh,
the
sorry.
stats and stuff. I'll let you keep the 3. But just roll the weapon so we can see the.
Okay. Mm,
It says like primary weapon or something.
Okay.
Like that. There you go. So we'll let you keep the 3. So what? Damage 3, crit 2. So you don't have enough. Well, I guess you do have enough to crit him if you want, or you
Yep.
could add it to damage, extra damage.
just an extra point of damage.
You
points.
could add 2 extra points of damage.
Yeah, I'll
Bring
add
it
it to
5.
extra damage. Yep,
Or
bring
or
it up
can
to
s-
5.
You can even
I'm sorry.
suppress him.
Keep him from firing back. Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't
Yeah,
sound like
that
that's
just-
what that does. It sounds like it just causes stress.
It just causes stress. It doesn't do anything else.
I don't think he's even had a chance to reach for his weapon yet, so I'm just going to add it to extra damage.
Probably good. Roll his clothing. Box 1, so he takes 4. That's pretty bad though. What does that look like?
Yeah, she gets right there underneath the turret and crouches down just a little, almost supporting the Vulcan carbine, with an elbow to the knee, and hits him square in the torso. His clothing does not prevent those flechettes from
Oh, so he
drilling
takes,
right into him.
Oh, he only has 1 left then. And then he has to spend his turn, getting his gun off the desk and getting his mask and putting it on and stuff too. So he really doesn't get to do anything. Ibrahim, you're up.
Okay, Ibrahim sees the guy coming to the southern door. He wants to try and lock that door, close a blast door, whatever he can to prevent anybody from the south coming into the room we're in.
You can absolutely lock it. It's, that roll at -2. Or no, -1, I think, to actually control the things. -1.
Alright.
Yep.
Take it.
What does that look like?
He sees the guy approach the door, sees things aren't going great to the north, starts frantically hacking at the keyboard, and sort of sighs as he sees the locked light up on the screen.
And you just hear pounding from the side. Open up the goddamn door, you piece of shit! I'm gonna fucking gut you when I find your ass. He just keeps pounding the door, and he's like, Them! Come over here! Help me get this goddamn thing open. And that's your turn.
That's it.
Hakkam.
I'll turn this way. Essentially lie myself prone and aim my gun that way and do an what's it called, Overwatch.
Got it. And Lem runs over and gets on the other edge of the door. And actually, he can reach the control terminal. And he's going to try to. Oh, he doesn't have enough AP.
Would cost him 3.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough AP to do anything.
I was thinking about the same thing as well, and I was like, God damn it!
Nope, doesn't have enough.
Yep.
He just has enough to sprint across the room, and you guys can see this all in the camera, right? These guys next to this console trying to open up this door and override Ibrahim, and that brings Jules back up, who has his giant machine gun at the ready. And it's going to be going towards Ali.
Ole, 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 ole. Let's pay for a bad roll.
So automatic fire. Automatic fire.
I don't know. Cool. I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah. I think it's actually not as cost effective. So basically, it's kind of like high risk, high risk, high reward type of situation. It's probably not as cost effective, but you can get a really damaging roll. So basically, I think you have to attack at a negative. It's a -2. Let's see here. Blah blah blah. It counts as
-2.
slow. -2 with me within long range or less. There, that's all true. And then I just get to keep rolling dice until I hit a 1. But his weapon has something called high capacity, so the first one he gets to ignore.
Oh man, I need that. I'll be stealing this weapon.
Yeah, I know you guys are gonna steal shit to beat these guys. So there you go. Let's see if that is its primary or secondary weapon. Vulcan machine gun is a secondary weapon. Modifier is a -2.
So if it reads correctly, it doesn't matter if you miss or hit on this one, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he does hit. So that would be. Let's just see. Let's see what he does. You get to keep rolling d6s until you roll a 1.
Oh my gosh.
That's 2.
But it is nice knowing you, though. Fuck
3.
me. And he still gets to ignore 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this coming from?
4.
Which one?
Automatic fire. It's coming from Jules up top.
4.
Oh.
Ignored.
He can stop
There
anytime
you go.
There you go.
he wants.
So he empties his clip. He has to reload his next turn.
Oh well.
that was
Oh,
4.
that's good.
That is worth it.
So he's just going to add it all to damage. So that would be 4 plus 3. It would be 7 damage, but you can roll your armor.
My puny exosuit that I didn't change. And then what was the last damage? I didn't put it in.
The last time it was 3. You were done.
Yes. How much damage is that total?
7.
Yeah, 1 over. KO'd.
what it looks like is Jules goes down.
Oh, as Ali goes down?
Yeah, we can totally tell you how
No,
Jules goes.
as
He has a
Ali
heart
goes down.
attack.
As Ali goes down.
He gets so excited. So as Ali's sitting there, he just sees the automatic. He just sees the gun level at him, and as he the last thoughts in his head are carbine or his machine gun fire. You know, he hears the firing going on, and everything just goes dark.
And Nassir, you're just sprayed with blood, and probably Pasha as well. Just sprayed with blood as these rounds rip through Ali. You see him crumple to the ground. Take that, motherfucker! And it's Nassir's turn.
In anger, as the rounds come tearing through, he kind of winces, and before he realizes it's Ali that was the target, and in a fit of rage, he takes his carbine and snaps off a quick shot at Jules, at which point I'm going to use my gambler's talent, which I get once per session, which means that it's basically rolling as if I get 3 6s.
Automatically 3-6?
Now, if you want me to read it to you.
Oh, I can see it. I'll see it on your token. That's pretty good. That's real good.
So I'm going to use those 2 extra 6s for a critical hit.
Success, yep.
So he'll take the 3 points of damage, but he gets +2 for his armor because they're the flechette rounds, or vibro rounds.
Oh, I didn't know you took those.
But we'll do a crit to him.
So let's
Do
see.
I roll that then?
Let me see what his armor does. He has to roll his armor, right?
Yep, he rolls his armor at a +2 against my 3 damage, but then I'll roll on the crit table.
Just going to cover those 2. The same. So blocks 2 points of armor. So that would have done what? How many? 4. So you take 2 more.
No, he'll take 1 point of damage because I only did the base 3, and then for the 2
okay.
for the 2 beyond the first, I can do a crit now,
Okay.
and then I will.
Yeah. So I'll just roll it here on this.
I was gonna say I think I can press it, can I? On the crit table for
Yeah,
utility.
you can press it. It's just a link to an outside.
Oh,
You can do that and then just paste it in the result if you want.
I will.
That was the only thing that wasn't built into the sheet for some reason. Sucks. 'Cause the sheet's really nice otherwise.
I got a 12. It won't let me copy it. God damn it.
12, disoriented,
Thanks,
stunned for
good.
1 turn. That's really good.
All right. Well, for my last 2 actions, I'll do a regular fire on Tiny. Not that that's been doing much good. So I get +1 because I'm using the vibro rounds.
Does that bypass his armor then?
This right here?
Yeah.
No,
It's not
all
armor,
it
he just
does-
has heavy clothing on, so.
Well, if you
Yeah.
don't have armor yet,
So
It's not
vibro
armor,
rounds
it's like the
just-
protective clothing though.
it specifies armor, so that's up to you to interpret.
No, I would
guess.
say that it has no effect then. I mean, I wouldn't give it like the drawback, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it just the vibro rounds give you +1 range combat, but all targets get +2 to their armor rating.
if they've got
I
armor.
got it. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
say he does, so I just put just blocks 1. So how much damage should that be? So 3. So
That's another 2 points,
2.
and he's already taken a whopping 1.
Yep, he's down to 2. And I think that's it for you.
Yes, sir.
Colt. Which one's Colt? Oh, Colt's this guy. He's actually going to try to start breaking into this and overriding this security, but he's going to wait. He's going to assist Len when he does it. So he's going to use his action to assist. And it'd be Pasha's turn.
Pasha, seeing that Ali is brought down to the ground, he is going to take an aimed shot at Tiny and try and bring him down. So, aimed shot. That primary weapon attack.
Yep, that's +2 for you.
And +2. I'm gonna pray to the icons to give you a dark point.
Worth it. Oh, that's probably
Yep.
gonna kill him. Let me roll his
Yeah.
own.
So as Pasha is like seeing the chaos, sees Ali kind of brought down to the ground. Ibrahim is like busy like banging away at the data terminal to try and keep the door locked. Hakkam is prone on the floor, covering the other door. He kind of moves up a little, sees Nassir peppering Tiny, and takes an aim. Feels that his hands being unsteady, seeing Ali on the ground in the corner of his eye, and he kind of steadies himself and takes a shot and goes for the kill on Tiny.
It does kill him. They just have the protective clothing. That's why they had to grab those masks. It's not armor. It just has a little bit of damage reduction. That's why my GM ruling would say those flechette rounds don't have to draw back against them. Nice job, Pasha. I think that's it for you. That was a slow action. And Tiny.
Yeah, it was an aim shot, so that's it for me. Yeah.
Tiny's dead. He can't act. Ali. What are you doing, Ali?
Ollie's still down on the ground twitching.
I need to read about death here.
He's not dead. He's just unconscious,
Okay,
broken.
Let me see what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called broken. Every
Yeah.
extra attack doesn't cause damage, but will cause further criticals.
Yep.
Okay.
So he can still be
Otherwise-
shot.
Yep. But they probably wouldn't, because other people are still shooting them.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
dead. Okay. Prasad Bilroy. The DM lair goes with his turrets, and Nassir is the only person around. So they're going to swivel towards him and shoot. Uh, 4 damage. Roll your armor.
Let me find it.
And you get a bonus because you're in cover too, right?
So I get am I at a door? Because the door is extra 4. Like
Well,
an
the
inner
door is
wall.
open, but you're kind of like, I would say, partial cover, like +2.
Yep, +2 already.
So then you'd have, that.
4 total.
Yep.
Let's see if it does it.
Ugh.
3. And the other one's going to shoot
Oh,
too.
that was it. So how much damage did I take? 4?
3.
3.
And the other one. That one misses. And
Experience is a... Okay.
yeah, I'm going to use a dark point. Reroll that. Oh!
It experiences a glitch, actually, as it's turning in that direction.
It does. Is this your talent?
Yes. Yeah, I can
Oh.
change a small detail
It's so
about a
very
scene.
good.
Like, it's just not maintained or greased or something, and it doesn't aim quite right, even though Prasad is moving the controls in the other room.
It's a pretty big deal to totally negate that. So I would just say, like, mechanically, it would allow me not to use that dark point, or it would nullify
There you
that.
go.
It would nullify that dark point.
There you go.
So yeah, tell me like what you feel like underneath this thing as it takes aim. at Nassir and
Yeah,
put a KO
she-
shot. It glitches.
She kind of looks that way with wide eyes, seeing him take a couple shots, and she says a quick prayer to the faceless one, and she hears kind of this whirring click, 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 like as the gun is trying to turn and aim in that direction, and it gets stuck.
Yeah, it just sticks there, and maybe it shoots off one round that misses, and then it zeroes in on him and just freezes in place. And Thurayya, you're up.
I'm gonna take a quick shot at Mastiff. Yeah. So that would normally be -1 or 2.
2.
-2, and she gets +1, so it's -1. Well, she gets plus... Shoot, I clicked the wrong thing again. What I'm doing is primary weapon. Okay. So it's actually ends up being 0. Okay, so she hits him. Does it...
I think still 1 point goes through, and he only had 1 left.
Does he block enough to...
You get him.
Yep. So then she is going to pull out her tablet and order the drone in. She wants to get the drones over to like these weapons and start disabling them because it's got pinchers and cutters and stuff. It's not just a probe, it's got little tools that it can use to manipulate things. So I guess we can maybe say it gets to 1 the next round. I can roll a technology or something.
Yeah, let me speak. I can see if we can find a drone picture. I have the drone from the end of the world. So yeah, this thing kind of flies in and starts. Let's say it just kind of moves over towards that entry turret. And next round, you'll be able to mess with it a little bit. And Mastiff is up, but he's dead. Ibrahim.
Okay. Ibrahim wants to try to vent the atmosphere in the room to the south.
Make it so. It's negative. Add -1.
Alright.
I don't think you've missed a roll all day, so.
So here comes the mistral.
He just said he never missed a free throw.
Good roll.
Yeah, I'll take it.
They're dumb. Like they're masked all the way across the room because they didn't pick them up. They're stuffed all the way over on the table, I guess. So you vent the atmosphere. They're like, I can't breathe. Where's your mask, Colt? Where's yours, Lem? They all look all the way across the room, and like they look at each other, just like the Three Stooges, and their eyes start to bulge, and they start heading there roleplay wise, but obviously it's not their turn. Hakkam, you're up.
I think I'll just have to repeat what I did before, which is to aim at that door and make sure nobody comes through.
Nobody comes through the door.
Yep.
Lem uses his whole turn to get over and get his mask. Jules. He's disoriented. Right? From that crit.
Yep, he's disoriented this round.
So he's out. And he even has to spend another round reloading, so.
Yep.
Nassir,
Nassir.
you're up.
Did you roll force? Oh, sorry. Did
It's,
Lem already go?
Lem went, yeah, he had to run back across the room to try to get his gas mask.
Do you mind rolling a force check for him to see if he doesn't just fall over?
I guess that makes
Technically it
sense. That
says-
makes sense. You're
Yeah,
venting
you-
that atmosphere, right?
Yeah, for the vacuum rules, it says if you are exposed to vacuum, you got to roll force. Each turn, that force gets also harder to roll.
Yep.
He passed it, did he?
Yep.
That bastard.
Flying
Of course, he
colors.
rolled 2
Two
sixes.
sixes on two. Come on.
That's ridiculous.
Come on,
I
Bo.
thought earlier it was
You made these macros.
4
Hey,
out of 5
hey!
or
I'm just
something.
getting back to
Yeah.
your Star Wars game. You guys
His
steamrolled
will to
everybody.
live is strong. That's what's happening right now.
I'll go with it.
Lem's will to live is strong.
Nassir,
But,
you're up.
but no matter.
All right, so Nassir's going to spend 2 fast actions to jet over here, kind of like nut to butt with Thurayya. And for a quick action, is it possible just for him to jam his carbine up into the turret above him and just open up?
Yeah, those, yes.
You want me to just do an attack on it, or
No.
what would you like?
Nothing. You don't do anything. That you can just destroy it if you want.
Then that is what I will do. After getting riddled with bullets from it, he sprints out of view of Jules, the man with the machine gun in the other sentry turret, and in a bit of relieved anger, jams his carbine up to its swivel and hydraulics and shoots it until it kind of is disabled.
And Colt, he probably has to make that force check as well, huh? Hey! He runs over to the table and gets his stuff. Pasha Khan.
Pasha is going to do the same thing, but this time he's going to move enough so that he can aim at Jules and take an aimed shot.
Yeah, you can see him. Yeah, you can see him. You have to move your token like 1 millimeter, so you can be able to see him.
Yeah, so take an aimed shot again. 2, 2. Come on.
Oh,
It's a hit.
Ah! Block 0.
yes, nice.
Yes.
That's 3.
He
Yes.
did.
He's
2
dead.
damage.
He's dead. No, it's 3.
Or
Kill
broken.
Jules?
Yeah.
It's 3 damage. Tell him what looks like. Tell him what
Awesome.
looks like he goes down.
Yeah, so he sees Nassir run into the room. He can't see what Nassir is doing, and all he hears is gunfire. Ali is still not getting up, and Pasha has never seen Ali go down before and not get up. And that kind of worries him. So he looks around the corner and he sees, this son of a camel-humping whore standing there all dazed and confused, and he just kind of takes a shot and aims for his forehead right between the 2 eyes, and the messenger sent this message to this asshole. See you in the afterlife, and he pulls the weapon and pulls the trigger.
Ali Tarek, I guess you just are KO'd, just off the ground bleeding.
Yep, making a little bit of noise here and there.
Prasad Bilroy. Let me see. He can't see. The only person he can see is Ali. Infantry turret swivels towards Ali on the ground.
Maybe he goes into Overwatch.
You hear a voice ring out over the intercom. Would-be assailants! This is Prasad Bilroy. My older brother Dom was duped by your ruse, it seems. And you've pulled a flanking maneuver. I find this impressive. Most impressive. But now we find ourselves at an impasse. This base is rather fortified. You can press onward, but you will risk losing more men. I won't hesitate to kill the man in my sights right now. And I won't hesitate to kill the rest of you. On the other hand, if you leave me be, go back into the hole from which you crawled, I'll let you escape with your lives. And we can just roleplay for a little bit during this. But we're still in the turn order, but everybody gets free speech and whatnot.
Thurayya curses under her breath and tries to position this drone underneath the turret gun and extends the little snippers.
He can still go. I'm just saying, is anybody going to say anything to him?
Oh, I'm just saying that's what she's doing.
Got it.
Nassir
says, go ahead.
Go ahead. Nassir's sparks kind of like fly from above him, patting down on his shoulders and helmet. He just kind of nods or shakes his head. No, fuck this clown.
And then Hakkam says, he's not getting a shot now, Lee. Ibrahim, close that door.
Nice.
Just give me a moment. So is it a
I think
little?
I'm
Is it,
hacking. Just close the door.
yeah. Is it just a little role play? Can we just do?
I would let you do something like that because he took the time.
Okay.
He took the time to talk, right?
Correct. So Pasha, given his original message, he hears Hakkam talk about shutting the door, right? And he sees Thurayya's drone right underneath the weapon up ahead. So Pasha kind of walks out with his arms slightly wide open and walks through that door. That way if Hakkam and they want to close the door, they can. And as he hears Hakkam, he kind of nods his head, but he still walks through that door. Does Prasad say that his name is Prasad?
Oh yeah, he introduced himself as the older brother of Dom.
Okay. Prasad, is it? Then I am Pasha Khan to you. Yes, at this very moment you may seem to have the advantage. But I want you to ask yourself, if you have a base and if you have a class 3 ship out there, and I seem to have taken your class 3 ship away from your base, and I seem to have infiltrated your base, you have to ask yourself, what else am I capable of doing? And a man like yourself in a business that you are, you also have to ask yourself, how far can you go with me than with the people you are? You have some time to decide because I will get to you. But when I do get to you and if I don't have your answer by then, a worse fate awaits you than what awaits the ships coming at us and the people in the rest of this building. That I can promise you. You will die before the rest of us die. If you want me to roll anything on that RP, it's kind of like one of those standoff threats. Like, yeah, I will die, but you will die for sure tonight, right? It's like if you've seen it in many movies.
Thurayya is using this extra time to do a good job with Pasha doing a nice job of delaying things as well. I would think that she had extra time to work on this stupid thing.
Yeah, so I mean, Pasha is all about making deals. There's a deal to be made here. Absolutely agreed on more defenses. But allies are easier, ships out there that we can use. But if we want to all play hardball, fuck it. We'll just take it all the way. The choices is.
Roll me your tech check for this disabling the sentry.
All right.
I just want to see something.
Do I get any modifiers for Pasha distracting him, or
Yeah, I gave her something
I'm
plus
giving
one.
extra time?
Give her something plus
Okay.
one.
Oh my gosh.
Very nice.
And then Pasha,
Very nice.
give herself a manipulation.
Nice. Okay.
But it's at a -2 because he doesn't want to betray his brother.
Okay, hold on.
But it's the 34th rule of acquisition to do so.
Okay, so say, can you tell me that again, Bo? What is it you want me to do?
Just manipulate. Oh, are you back home or no?
Yeah, I'm back home. I'm rolling everything now.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
just
forgot
manipulation
to.
with the -2.
-2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have this thing called the messenger's talent, and though I understand that I'm trying to make them obey through careful choice of words, and this says without having to test manipulation, could I use that talent to bring the difficulty of that from -2 to maybe -1?
Yeah, there's not very many like 1 intervals, but I'll let you just bring it to 0.
Okay.
That's your talent. I mean, that's your talent. I mean, Thurayya got to stop that thing, right?
Yeah, so it's like I know I can't outright make him obey because it's going against his wishes, but I am a master manipulator and my gods are smiling upon me.
Indeed so.
So, shall be done. Where is that? Manipulation. Pray to the icons. Take that power point.
Ah!
Yes.
So as Pasha is saying all of that, the door is not yet closed. He can hear Ali kind of groan and moan from the attack. And for a moment, as Pasha, was saying all of that, there would be a quiver in his voice, almost not believing in himself for that brief moment. But then he kind of, like, this inner resolve kicks in, and he kind of just looks up at the at that camera, right, whichever pointing. And if there is a way to move the visor on his exosuit, he would move it so that it almost look like, I am your death, so you might as well recognize my face.
Prasad says, "What did you say your name was?"
The great Pasha Khan.
Pasha. Indeed, you and your men and women have proved yourself cunning and masterful in the art of combat. And long have I lived under the thumb of my bold, yet at times reckless brother. I am inclined to take you up on your deal. And he might even be planning to betray you. Prasad, you can see this turret try to move, but then it's like not working. So you can sense the frustration in Prasad's voice. And he goes, he just plays it off. Come on, work.
Yeah, Thurayya turns toward Pasha and gives him like a thumbs up, gesturing to the turret gun.
And then he says, I know when I have been bested, unlike my brother. I will throw my lot in with you and your warriors. We only have one problem. Dom will be here momentarily.
Oh. I was hoping he would come here, because I have a message for him too. I would like to send him to the depths of the underworld, you see. And if you have thrown in your lot with me, I think I have a plan that might just work, where we could all profit from each other's help. And one certain Dom Bilroy, for his greed and avarice, where his eyes were too bigger than his stomach, he's going to pay the price, and not you today, Prasad. The choice is yours.
Very well. And then you hear some beeping. And let's see here. Last chance. Here you go. You guys see that token, hopefully?
Yes.
Prasad walks out of the communication center, and he has like a receiver up to his face. He has it on speakerphone. He kind of has his other hand kind of raised to show he's not carrying a weapon. Brother, you have arrived. Then you hear Dom's voice. Yes, we have arrived. Active sensors engaged. We are at extreme range. We do not sense any vessels nearby the base. How are things on your end? And then he looks to Pasha.
Pasha just walks up to him silently and raises his hand out to shake his hand. Not saying anything, and while he's doing that, he's walking past Nassir and Thurayya and holding his fingers to his lips. And if he shakes his hand, the deal is done. The choice is his. If not, we roll.
He certainly shakes his hand. And then he says, Brother, all is well here. Although I regret to inform you that your more slow-witted minions have met their end. Mastiff and Tiny and Jules lay bleeding now at my feet. I have made some new friends, brother, and I would suggest that you come no closer than extreme range. For they carry not with them only more ships than you would be able to defeat. They are more cunning than you have ever been, Dom Bilroy. Survival in the belt depends on choosing your friends wisely. I know a winner when I see one, and I will cast my lot with Captain Khan and his men and women. Then you hear Dom say, But you are my brother! I will return here and blow this base to bits. You guys roleplay, or I'll just continue with myself. Unless you guys give you guys a chance to speak.
As they're talking, Nassir is going to rush over to Ali and administer some first aid.
So this is perfect. Pasha smiles. I'm assuming Pasha can hear Dom's threats over that intercom, right? Mm-hmm. Pasha smiles like, from year to year like a Cheshire cat. Prasad, if you like the title Commandant, then all you have to do is turn on your weapons on this base and point it right at the ship that's coming in. And then Pasha turns around and looks at everyone. Who would like to go capture a second ship of our fleet today?
I have 2 more people I have to deal with in this base. And he kind of points at the camera at Lemon Colt in the rec room below us or to the south of us.
Yeah, Prasad would tell certainly that. If you engage with this base, this. The torpedo bay is armed, brother. You know what happens if you enter within long range. You will be targeted and you will be destroyed. And there's just silence on the other end at this point. The problem is he's at extreme range and they know that they can't hit him because this torpedo is going to hit long.
Yeah, I know. So at this point, what Pasha wants to do is, basically, how long do you think it's going to take for that ship to come close to the base?
Oh, I don't know if it will.
Okay. Let's do this, right? Pasha gets on his personal intercom, and it's almost like he's talking to the air, right? Ashanti, could you do me a favor? Fly over the asteroid belt, come over from the dark side. I want you to turn on your active radar, turn on all the weapons, and point it at the ship that seems to be coming towards this base. And I would like you to project my voice from that ship's intercom towards the incoming ship. Could you do that, please?
That's a tall order, Captain Khan. But I think it is within my capabilities. You're certainly going to owe me.
The stuff I've found on this asteroid, my dear Ashanti, is going to make your circuit boards hum with joy. Hakkam is already playing through all the gizmos that he's found down here. I think you're going to be very, very happy with the decisions your fine captain makes every single day. Now do be a dear, and please make that happen.
Roger that, Captain Khan. Stand by. And a few tense moments go by. What's Hakkam doing and Ibrahim?
Ibrahim is still making sure that our guys to the south don't come through the door.
Yeah, I think probably with we're out of combat at this point. With this deal being struck, I'm gonna hit alternate. We're just gonna role play from here on out. And you can see from the cameras they are back at the door. They don't know any of this stuff that's going on, right?
Right. So as far as they know, war's still on.
Yep. And let me see.
Can't Prasad turn the guns? Technically, we could now take control of that gun in the room and shoot them, right?
You could.
Yeah.
You could if you told Prasad to
with
do
Ali,
it. Yeah.
With Ali up and running, with Ali after... So Nassir goes over to Ali and pumps him full of an M dose and duct tapes a few things shut and stands above him, reaches his hand down. Get up, you'll be fine. Walk it off, you baby. And then walks over to Prasad and goes, I see there's a turret in this recreation room down below us. Where do you operate it from?
He said, yes. The controls are in my command center, and he kind of points over in this direction.
So Nassir is going to kind of like march over there angrily and go to it and look for some sort of intercom that works in that room. And once he finds it, he gets to go, where I am from, stealing is a death sentence. And then the turret just like opens up on them.
Yeah, I was looking at you just mow them down with the turret.
There's the flashes from the bullets reflect on the camera, and they reflect in Nassir's eyes, and there's a satisfied smile on his face underneath his helmet as he gets revenge on the last of the four that stole from him as he made his way out to the asteroid belt.
Prasad just kind of looks to you guys. Brutal. You rarely offer quarter. I must ask, Pasha Khan, what is the reason for showing me mercy?
Did you build this base and the defenses that has been put up here?
I assisted, yes.
What I'm looking for is smart, driven individuals who want to enrich their lives for the future. Petty thugs like these that steal pennies and trinkets from weary travelers is not what a great empire is built on. We stand at the threshold of making this sector of space great. Tengwa Station sits on riches. If we change the face of this place to a place welcome to miners, prospectors, hookers, gamblers, all sorts of illicit trade, but under the right protection, under the right taxation, riches is just but a small piece of what the future lies in store for us. We can be a cabal, a syndicate of our own. Make deals beyond little asteroid belts and mining stations. Everyone in this room wants to be rich, and I'm going to get them there. You seem like a smart enough fellow. When one is ready to deal, one averts death and embraces the future. That's why you live and they die.
You speak slowly and in measured tones, Pasha Khan. But I sense there is weight behind your words, and you are a serious man. We will have a fine partnership. And then as he says that, you hear Ashanti's voice. Mr. Hakkam, Captain Khan, the Crimson Wish is in position, activating transponder, bringing all weapons online. And then you hear, like there's a cutscene with the camera, and you're on the bridge of the Last Chance, which is Dom's ship. And you see Dom Bilroy and his 4 officers on the bridge. They're not as dumb as these fools here that are manning the base. And the sensors operator says, Captain Bilroy! A ship is on our flank. Just came out of stealth. All weapon systems are online. There's no way we can take on that base and this ship at the same time. We can't repel firepower of that magnitude. And Dom Bilroy, in his best Norm MacDonald voice as a tribute, gets on the intercom and says to his brother, Brother! You have bested me this time. I will retreat, but do not consider this a long defeat either. When you least expect it, you and your new friends will feel the wrath of the Last Chance. Goodbye, brother. Next time I see you, I'll put you in your grave. And Ashanti reports, Captain Khan, ship with transponder Last Chance is retreating. Instructions, please.
Continue to circle the asteroid in a patrolling fashion. Make the ship look as menacing as possible and keep that pattern running. I will contact you shortly.
Roger that, Captain Khan.
Hello?
Yep.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Us?
I can hear
I
you.
guess,
Yeah.
I guess X can't hear then.
Ashanti just says,
Okay.
Roger that, Captain Khan. And basically the camera pans out, and the Crimson Wish is kind of orbiting this asteroid base or whatever. And we'll let you just guys role play the end of the session. What you're doing, what your plans are, etc.
As soon as all that is done, Pasha is just going to walk to this chair, plop down, put his feet up, put his hands behind his head and kind of recline on that chair, and just smile at everyone in that room.
Nassir takes his helmet off now that the battle's over, his face and strains and sweat dripping from his hair. Kind of walks over to Ali, pats him on the shoulder as he's trying out his new machine gun and goes, it'll be much better to be sending it down range than on the receiving end, no?
Yes, it sure looked pretty as it was coming at me. I was envious.
And he walks over to Thurayya and he goes, one apiece. You're not as bad as I remember you. Well done, dear.
Dear? She shakes her head.
Would you prefer Hun?
She clenches her fists down at her sides and almost turns around to say something, but then just shakes her head, walks over to Ali and throws him a roll of like heavy-duty black tape. Your suit has many holes.
Ibrahim elbows Hakkam and points to the exchange between Nassir and Thurayya. This is going to be good.
Now that
When Ibrahim walks through the door, Pasha looks towards him. See, Ibrahim, it always works out when you're with me. You seemed worried at that computer station for no reason. A little faith in me, brother.
Right. Hakkam walks into the room and walks past Ali, just quietly stops next to him, and asks him, "Are you okay?"
I've been in worst. It leave a few marks, hurt a little while.
Yeah, I hear out here they dig the scars, and then he taps him on the shoulder and laughs, and then sort of loudly to the room says, "I'll be taking inventory," and disappears.
You walk through the doors, and the airlock opens, and you see a fully decked out communications center there. Basically the brain of the whole operations.
Yeah, I'll start taking notes and making sure that any codes I can find, I'll change to my codes.
So here's what we find here.
Yes.
There is one guy actually that straggles in. Didn't go over here, but he's a tech. A very frightened looking guy. Kind of stumbles in. Prasad! What is... Holy Christ. Holy Christ. Bless the icons. What has happened here? And Prasad says, "It's okay, Jin. Captain Khan, the rest of you, meet Jen Hazel. He's our resident technician. He's in charge of the maintenance of this facility, making sure it runs. He's not as dim-witted as these louts that my brother hired to shake down the belt." Kind of looked
Pasha gets up from the chair and walks towards Jin Hazel and reaches his hand out. "Welcome, Jin. You are one of us now and you're safe. You have built a mighty fine facility over here and we will need your help to maintain it and grow it. Prasad has decided to join us, for he is a wise man. Will you be wise like him and join us as well? Or would you like to see what the afterlife looks like?"
And when Ali hears that, he's gonna level his rifle at Jin.
Well, that's not much of a choice now, is it? But
It is a fantastic choice, Jin.
like Prasad,
I'm giving you life and all its possibilities.
like Prasad said, I'm a bit more intelligent than my deceased comrades here. Of course, I will take your offer. I know talent when I see it.
Very well then, if you would just proceed into the room over there, and he points towards the communication room, you will find two of our finest minds pouring all over it. If you could help them understand what's in that room and how they can operate the facility, I think you would be very pleased with their expertise.
He walks in and let's see here. Let me paste this in. As this place has.
As Jin walks by Ali would look at Prasad. Is there any other surprises that are gonna come walking in that door?
No other surprises. The rest of the base's crew were on the last chance.
Good. And he'll give him a little smirk. And then he's going to start heading down somewhere where you can just sit down and relax.
And over the next hours or days, you find there's a little cache of exo shells. So 5 more of those, 5 Vulcan carbines. It's a transactor with 50,000 of unencrypted beer. And you find another transactor that's encrypted that they've held on to for some reason, but that will take a data gen roll to crack that thing. A space scooter, and there's actually 1 fighter as well parked in the back.
Excellent. Ibrahim would get the encrypted transactor to, to.
Is that a straight data gen roll, or is it a modified?
It's a data gen roll at -2.
If you're getting help, it's another +1 from me.
Very good. It is a -1.
Wow. Oh my gosh, your rolls tonight.
Oh, we own the space.
I've got Dom's pin.
Raven,
One.
do me a favor when I go to shoot, roll as me for me, right? Switch characters.
All right, I was gonna make you roll a 2d12 to see how much was on that thing, but I'll just give you the max if you want.
If you want.
Yeah.
Twist our arms, like
So that'd be 24,000. But you
Nice.
so easily encrypted that. Those transactors are linked, and let's see how many dark points I have. I have 2. Okay, I'm using both. Something happens in the background.
Sweet.
Wherever that money came from knows you accessed it.
I mean, Dom accessed it.
Somebody accessed it.
Yeah, Dom accessed it.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end it there with that ominous note.
Yeah,
Alright.
just one last thing is that at some point Pasha would take Prasad, to the Crimson Wish, and they would share the fine hookah that Hakkam made for Pasha.
Oh, very nice.
And, yeah, and basically just making sure that somebody like Prasad, who is well accomplished, is treated with dignity and respect within the crew. And he would share a hookah and some fine liquor from Tengwa Station that Pasha would have picked up. Commandant.
Nice.
Yeah, Ali would ask Hakeem to get that high capacity add-on from the bad gun into his nice shiny handled gun.
Yeah, since I had made sure, or Hakkam had made sure to buy essentially just the what would you call it, the wood pieces on, say, the shoulder rest. I don't know, not a weapons expert, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
We can unbolten them and put them, bolt them onto a different weapon if necessary.
Perfect. So I want that high capacity.
Yeah, that thing has, you have to have, it comes with a weapon strap, like a strap that takes up a slot in your inventory. And,
They could take up my slots.
take up your slots. And I'm putting
Nassir one.
all your friends you've made over here. Let's see here. The uncle's dead, right? The uncle's dead.
Only if you want him to.
Oh, he got
Nirali's
his head blown
alive.
off.
Yeah. Pira's uncle.
Here's uncle. Rocket.
Yeah.
If you say that that's deadly, I mean, fine.
I think that was for that his father's still alive, as far as you know. So, put him in your stable of contacts. And
Do you have a closing jam for us?
I just have the same one again.
Then we shall hear it.
Closing jam.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.